Welcome back to Central Valley Talk, where we celebrate what's good about Fresno and the whole valley, the whole state for that matter. We started Central Valley Talk years ago in 2008 because people kept saying there's nothing to do in Fresno. There's something to do every day. Very cool stuff. Our next guest is somebody who knows some of those cool things going on because coming up is the 50, maybe it's more than 50. Is it more than 50?
56.
50. I wrote 50th annual. I'll fix that later and post that. A 56th annual coin show in Fresno.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and when and where will that be?
That's this October 27th and 28th. That's a Friday, Saturday, and it's at the American Legion Post 509. That's on First Street between Ashland and Dakota.
That's right. I've been there a million times for different events. It's a cool place. Now, the coin show, by the way, we have some coins, and I'm just going to give you a little teaser. We're going to show you some of these coins. I think that's the one with Trump. Does he have a mullet there?
No, he's got his hand
holding up.
taking the oath.
Well, we're going to look at some of these and talk about them in a minute. But first, I want to talk about the coin show, because if you've never been to a coin show, I haven't been in years, but man, when I was a kid, it was like the most magical thing I'd ever been to. Are there going to be vendors set up showing and selling stuff?
Yeah, your typical coin show is a large room with a series of tables, and dealers rent one or more tables for themselves and to display their merchandise. And guests come in and they circulate down the aisles and they look at all the cool stuff the dealers have in their display cases. And they can talk to the dealers directly. They can ask to see the individual things that maybe attract their interest, and they can maybe negotiate a deal.
Yeah.
It's
There's
very
sales
casual.
going on? Is there trading going on?
Oh yeah, buy, sell, trade. That's
Buy,
kind
sell,
of
and trade.
kind
So-
of our our 3-word verb list.
Yeah. So let's say somebody's never got into coin collecting, like I want to take my kid there or something. What's a good place to start? Starting buying a coin or owning a coin or collecting something.
Well, it's different for every person. The traditional entry point for young numismatists, beginning coin collectors, is the Lincoln cent. Now, the Lincoln cent now has been made for 115 years, 114 years, since 1909. That's a pretty long run for any coin.
Yep.
And they make them every year, so that's quite a collection of 1 cent coins if somebody wants to get into that.
So Lincoln penny, the oldest one's going to be at 1909.
Correct.
Okay. And then some point they changed a little the design, the back, I think.
They've made several changes over the years. The one that most people think is really cool was in 1943 when they made them out of steel instead of copper, and that was an effort to conserve copper for the war effort, because you use a lot of copper.
They actually look, it's a silver penny. It looks the same every other way, but the
design is the same, but it's made out of steel, and it looks like it's actually zinc-coated steel. It's magnetic, and they're very inexpensive.
zinc. We call them zinc pennies when I was a kid. That's right. That's right.
But
I
they're
never
very
got-
inexpensive, and it's a nice
I never
coin
got
for a
one in
collector.
circulation, but I know where there's a whole jar of them, and my dad's safe that I had my eye on since I was a little kid.
Well, they made well over 1 billion of them,
billion
and
of
people
them.
save them, so
Yeah.
they're very inexpensive. It's an easy hole to fill in your Lincoln cent album.
Then in, was it 1959 they changed?
They switched to the memorial reverse in 1959. That shows the Lincoln Memorial on the back of the coin. Previously, it had been a pair of wheat ears. They changed it again in 2009, which was the 100th anniversary of the Lincoln cent, and they put on 4 different reverse designs commemorating Abraham Lincoln at different stages in his life.
I did not know that. It's hard enough to get coins into circulation right now without changing it, and everybody wants to save them. So,
Well, look at the quarters. How many different quarters
Oh,
are they
my
putting
goodness.
out? Every
I
year
gave
there's
up.
a half a dozen new ones.
yeah, I gave up on the quarters, but I got a lot of pennies collected. Now, what about paper money? Like I collected a couple silver certificates. Will you see that at the coin show?
Yeah, we have many dealers that at least have a currency sideline. So they'll have U.S. currency. Foreign currency is very popular with collectors because the designs are so exotic and the colors.
Yeah.
You know, U.S. currency is pretty much green and black and white. But Canadian currency, it's like rainbows on every bill.
whenever I go to another country, I bring back the currency. I don't know if you're supposed to do that or not, but not $1 million worth, but a couple, because they're always
souvenirs.
very interesting, very interesting. Now, before I get into these coins, let's state the date, time, and location one more time of the 56th annual coin show.
Right, at the American Legion Post 509, that's 3509 North 1st Street, between Ashland and Dakota, I believe. And it's Friday the 27th and Saturday the 28th of October.
27th and 28th of October, before Halloween, that weekend right before Halloween. Now, if they go to FresnoCoinClub.com, can they find out more about that?
Yeah, we have, that's our club website, and so there's general information about the club. There's a page specifically about the coin show. There's a picture of some of the prizes we're going to be offering at our raffle, because when you attend the show, you can buy raffle tickets. Mm-hmm. We have the best prizes of any coin show I've ever heard of anywhere. Our top prize is a United States Indian head eagle coin from 1910. It contains about a ½ ounce of gold, and it's worth about $1,200 or $1,300. That's the top prize. And then we have a $5 gold piece, which is worth about half of that. And then we have a dozen silver prizes, certified silver dollars, that are, pretty good addition to anybody's collection.
Now, you say prizes. Those are raffle?
Yeah, you have to buy raffle tickets to be eligible for those.
And that helps the club put on events
Absolutely.
like this. So it's always a good way to contribute to something if you can maybe win something back. Now, my favorite part of the show, we're going to look at some coins. Is this the order here?
No, they're just kind of randomly positioned, but if you want to pull up a slide, we can talk about what's on the
James
slide.
said I could touch the coins. I'm always afraid to touch the coins. He said, but don't drop them. Here's this, I recognize this. Do you call that Walking Liberty, or is that?
This is a 1 ounce silver American bullion coin called an eagle.
That's not the silver dollars
eagle.
we used to get.
No, this is a silver eagle, so it contains 1 ounce of pure silver.
Yeah. I'm going to take it from you like
Absolutely.
this and kind of hold it like this. It's just what we see on the screen there anyway, so you can see it way better on the screen. I'm setting it there. No magic tricks. Okay, let's go to this next one. By the way, so you won't find these in circulation. Where do you buy them? Do you go to the mint to buy these, or?
You can buy them online. There's dozens, if not hundreds, of
Here's
coin
the back
dealers.
of that one, I think.
Yeah, that's the reverse design with the eagle, with the shield on its chest. Plenty of online dealers. There's also a nice local coin shop that we patronize and recommend. That's Fresno Coin Gallery.
Fresno Coin Gallery.
And, of course, our coin show. You can buy any number of silver, gold, and other fancy bullion coins there. And probably the coin show is your best opportunity to buy this kind of stuff, because you can see the full assortment right in front of you. You can handle them, you talk to the dealers, and you go from dealer to dealer and see if you can arrange the best deal.
I told you this story before, but on kids' birthdays or even grown-ups' birthdays, I go to what's it called, Fresno Coin Gallery?
Yes.
And you buy a case of coins from the year they were born. It has the $50, the quarter, the dime, nickel, and penny with their birth year on it. And I bet in 10 years, 20 years, they still have that gift, and they'll remember where they got it, from Uncle Mike or whatever. So,
in fact, those are called proof sets or mint sets, and we're going to be giving some of those away to kids at the show. We do like a scavenger hunt for kids, and if you enter the scavenger hunt and go around, you talk to the dealers, you look for particular coins that are listed on the form we give you, and you bring that back to the front desk, and we will give you one of those proof sets that you mentioned.
nice. Play the scavenger hunt. Now, this guy looks familiar on this coin.
Okay, this is a silver round. The earlier coin we showed, the Silver Eagle, that's put out by the U.S. government.
Okay.
So it has a U.S. government guarantee of purity and silver content. But many private mints make what are called silver rounds.
Okay.
And these come in different sizes, and there's millions of designs. Everything from Looney Tunes to Star Wars to politicians to the historical landmarks. Any of that can be put on these coins. So this particular one is a Donald Trump silver round.
It's made of silver?
Pure silver.
Oh, pure silver.
And that's a
Oh,
2
my
ounce
goodness.
round, so it contains 2 ounces of pure silver, which means it's twice as big as this 1 ounce
I think this
silver
is,
eagle.
This is the back of it, I
Yeah,
think.
the reverse shows the White House.
Okay.
And this is a beautiful coin. I mean, regardless of what you think about Donald Trump, this is a beautiful coin. High
It'll be
relief.
collectible, I think.
Yes, I mean, it's mostly valued for its silver content, but like anything else, people are interested in different things. And this particular coin or round might be worth more than what I paid for it at some point in the future, or it
The
might
silver
not be.
goes up, yeah.
But it's pure silver.
It has a 45 on it, 45th president.
Yeah.
And I think it even says the word president.
And because it's a round, it's not a coin, so it has no denomination.
Okay, no denomination.
Yes,
And it's the value is the weight of the silver, I guess, and the
Correct.
collectability.
correct.
Okay. Now, I want to move through some of these because I want to get to all of them. Now, this is, we call them buffalo nickel. Is that the right terminology?
Yes, when it was a nickel. But
Yeah.
they have used the same design
Oh.
to make 1-ounce gold coins.
So this is a real gold coin I have in my hand.
Yes, that's
by the
1
way.
ounce of pure gold.
Oh, it's on our
And that's
viewers.
another U.S. Mint product, which means its purity and gold content
This is
is
real live gold.
guaranteed by the U.S. Mint.
You can tell it's gold because it's heavy, yeah.
It
for
is
the
very
size of
heavy.
something. Now, let's go back to the, I call it a buffalo nickel, but it's not. It's a, is it a denomination?
It's the same design as the Buffalo nickel,
Front and back.
front and back. But it does have a denomination because this is a U.S. coin.
Okay,
The denomination is $50.
$50 coin.
So theoretically, you could take this into a supermarket and buy $50 worth of groceries with it. Of course, because it's 1 ounce of pure gold, it's actually worth about $1,900. So that would be a terrible deal.
It's a beautiful, beautiful design.
Yes, and it's very faithful to the original Buffalo nickel, which was popular.
I know you're explaining, I'm not being a good listener because I'm so distracted. But you said this is an ounce?
Yes, 1
Yeah.
ounce pure gold.
We've heard of an ounce of gold. It was $42, I think, when I was a kid.
When
or
you were a
something
kid.
like that. And
Way,
now-
way
And it's
back.
how much now?
About 1,900.
1,900. So it's going to keep its value. You're not paying extra for the, like a private mint might charge extra for, I don't know, something. But this is a real government, United States government. coin.
Yes. Now, any coin like this, if you buy it at the Fresno Coin Gallery or you buy it at our coin show, it's not going to cost the spot price of the metal. Suppose the spot price was $1,900, you would probably have to pay about $2,000 to buy one of these because there's going to be a premium. You can think of that as the fabrication charge, the cost of making this
Yeah.
out of raw gold.
Okay. And now, here's an unusual one here.
Yes, if you get tired of gold and silver, there are other precious metals available. This coin is a Canadian 1 ounce palladium coin. Palladium is another precious metal, and it does sell on the world precious metal exchanges. This is a
Palladium.
1 ounce coin, and it's worth about $1,200 right now.
More than gold.
No, less than gold.
Less than
Gold was
gold.
about $1,900.
Okay.
But just a year or two ago, it was worth more than gold because gold prices and silver prices are fairly stable. They tend to go up and up over time, but there's usually not big fluctuations. This palladium coin was worth about $2,400 just a year ago, and the price has dropped, so it's about $1,200 now.
1,200, wow.
Yeah.
And here's the back, by the way,
Yeah,
Canadian.
Canadian maple leaf.
Now, would these have been in circulation?
It does have a value, being a coin, but the value, of course, is much less than the metal value. The the value on this, what do they call it? Does it even say? Yeah, they call this $50. So this is a Canadian $50 coin.
But you
But
never know,
again,
Canadian money has different value, so who knows? But
again, it's worth about $1,200 US for the metal content.
I'm going to get through some of these. Oh, yeah, this. This is sitting right beside me, and I'm very tempted to, no, this one's in the glass case, right?
Yeah, it's a plastic sleeve.
Case.
You can buy precious metals in other forms than just coins.
Mm-hmm.
They're available in bars. This is a platinum bar. Platinum is another exotic precious metal.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually quite a bit cheaper than gold right now. So that's a 1 ounce platinum bar made by a Swiss company that manufactures bullion products.
Compared to my hand there, there you go.
Platinum is actually a little more dense than gold. So
Mm.
a 1 ounce platinum bar is more compact than a 1 ounce gold bar, slightly.
I don't know if we have any of these here in this slide.
That slide shows a Morgan silver dollar on the left side, a very popular collector coin, an Indian cent, which was the 1 cent coin that came before the Lincoln cent, and then that, I believe, is a St. Gaudens $20 gold piece. That's a U.S. gold piece minted from 1907 to 1933.
Now, the two on the left, I did receive in circulation as a kid. I found an Indian head penny in my yard the other day, in fact. I need to
Wow.
get a metal detector.
Good for you.
And, I'd never seen an Indian head penny in real life, and there's it is in my garden. So,
Well, an Indian head cent is not necessarily an expensive coin. coin shows I've been to recently, it's very common for a dealer to have a whole bowl full of them for maybe $1 each.
$1 each. Okay.
Yeah, and they'll be circulated. They'll be low-grade, common dates, but still they're not expensive because there are just so many of them out there.
Okay, now this one, I'm going to turn off our bottom of our screen here because I want you to see the whole coin. Is this the rarest thing you own?
Probably not the rarest, but I think it is the oldest.
Okay.
This is an Athens tetradrachm made somewhere around 440 BC. So this is 2,400
440
years old.
Before Jesus, before Christ.
Before
so to speak.
Jesus, yes.
Just as an example, here it is in my hand.
It's a very chunky little coin. It's
Chunky,
very
not
thick.
perfectly round,
Nope,
and that's how they made it.
handmade.
Okay.
And it's a little over an ounce of almost pure silver. It was amazing to me when I found out that these ancient Greek coins are actually very high purity. You know, that whatever metallurgical refining techniques they used 2,400 years ago were pretty effective. So this is like 99% pure.
What do you think this is worth?
I bought this one just a couple of years ago. I think I paid about $1,100 for it. You can get them quite a bit cheaper than that if you're willing to take an example that's damaged, less attractive. I picked this one out because I thought it had a compromise between the design elements, really sharp and clear. The reverse is nice. You can bring up the other slide.
Is there another side? Is this it there? Okay.
Yes.
What? How did they make this?
Well, the current knowledge of their process is that they would refine a batch of silver. They would cast it into a crude bar. Their mold was basically just a groove in a tray of sand, and they would pour the metal in there, and when it would solidify, they would take this bar and they would cut it into pieces. And they would weigh the pieces because they want the coins to all have the same amount of metal. If it was too big, they would file it down. If it was too small, they'd melt it and do it over again. Once they had the chunk of silver of the right size, they would heat it up to soften it a little bit, and they would put it on a die mounted like on an anvil, and they would have another die to represent the other side, and they would stick it on top of that anvil, and they'd smash it with a great big mallet. And if the coiner was skilled at his work, and most of them were, you would get a centered impression with nice clear elements. This reverse shows the owl, which was sacred to the goddess Athena, and was also symbolic of the city of Athens. The lettering on the side there, it's Alpha, Theta, Epsilon in Greek, which actually means literally of the Athenians. So that's basically the nationality for this coin. This is an Athens. They called them owls for obvious reason, and it was a trade coin widely accepted throughout the Mediterranean region 2,400 years ago.
The oldest thing that I've had in my presence in my life, probably. I did see some Egyptian mummies at the museum. Who knows? Maybe they're older.
They're a little older.
Yeah, all right. There's one more thing here that I don't think we have a picture of it, this thing,
Sure.
but I want to...
You can pick that
All
up.
right, here we go.
Another form, we talked about the platinum bar, but you can get a silver bar too. This is a 10-ounce silver bar. This is probably the cheapest way to buy silver because bars don't have the markup that, say, a U.S. Silver Eagle would have. So
10 ounces.
yeah, so the price of silver right now is about $21, I think. So this would be about $210 worth of silver. You might be able to buy one, something like this, at the coin show for maybe $230.
Okay.
So maybe a 10% premium over the
There's
cost
something
of the
that's
silver.
affordable to buy that's precious, and over time
it's-
it's bound to go up.
And it's certainly solid. I mean, you can just
Very solid.
hold something like that in your hand.
You can
It's
tell it's very
pretty
solid.
satisfying. Say, wow, 10 ounces of silver.
So this will really retain its value unless they're tracking that meteorite that has more gold and silver and precious metals than anything, than the whole Earth has. So
Yeah.
unless they get that, then all this stuff loses its value probably.
Except it's pretty expensive to go to an asteroid and mine the silver
Mine the
and bring
silver.
it back here and
Mine
sell
the
it.
silver.
I don't
So-
think you could make a profit.
I'm so excited just to touch this stuff and see it in person, and it's not out of reach for anyone. Anybody could be a coin collector.
If you've got $1, you could start your collection with an Indian cent, I believe.
Well, the best way to do that is to go to the Fresno Coin Show, the 56th annual Fresno Coin Show. Tell us again where and when.
It's at the American Legion Post 509, 3509 North 1st Street here in Fresno. And it's on the 27th and 28th of October this month. That's only 9 days away.
Friday and Saturday.
Friday, Saturday.
And so the weekend before Halloween. By the way, what a wholesome hobby to develop with your kids.
I think so. I mean, I got into it because a friend of my dad's, when I was about 8 years old, was a coin collector, and he showed me some of his Lincoln cents, and my dad got me a Lincoln cent album, and it just took off from there.
And you said, I could do that.
Very
I could do
wholesome.
that. All right, Fresno Coin Show. Go to their website, FresnoCoinClub.com. It's going to tell you all the information you need to know. And we will be back. I'm going to leave this picture up. This is kind of a crazy picture. I asked Jim, I don't see that well, does that Trump have a mullet? He goes, no, that's his hand holding up like that, but that's what I thought.
Well, he's taking the oath of office.
Taking the oath. There you go. We'll be back with more Central Valley Talk. There's always something to do in Fresno, and the 56th annual Fresno Coin Show. We'll be back with more right after this.